Presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress, Bola Tinubu, has picked Senator Kashim Shettima as his running mate for the 2023 general election. Tinubu made this comment after meeting with the President Muhammadu Buhari, in the northwestern Daura, Katsina state. He says he chose Shettima because he is the man who can help him bring the best governance to all Nigerians, regardless of their religious affiliation. Mr. Tinubu's decision to select a Muslim like himself has drawn criticism from some stakeholders, including the Christian Association of Nigeria.
Well, we had a very good period of the season, this time of the year, and to really pay homage to him and then share part of his holiday and lunch, and equally discuss the question of my running mate, substantia. This one of them withdraw today. I mean, the only one that was in place as a replacement withdraw today, and there'll be already an announcement to replace him fully with a substantive,
What's the substantive one?
Kashim Shettima. I've not discussed with him. I've disclosed it to you, since I've disclosed it to the President. Because we are a progressive party, we have the focus on Nigerian problems. We faces the challenge squarely. We are not running away from it. We have a better program for the people and about the people and ready to serve. Within a short period of time, there will be a good foundation on infrastructure. We face challenges of terrorism, we know that. It's only, a poor thinker and observer will not recognize the challenge. But once you recognize the challenge, you can prepare yourself very well to tackle it and defeat it. And that is what our party is all about.
So, finally, why Kashim Shettima?
Because he competent, capable, reliable, and able.
The Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, has reacted to the choice of former Borno State Governor Senator Kashim Shettima as a running mate of the presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, APC, Bola Tinubu. The umbrella organization of Christians in Nigeria condemned the Muslim ticket because it ignored the call for fairness and the balancing of the presidential ticket for the sake of justice, unity, and fairness. CAN says it will sacrifice everything to protect the interests of the church in Nigeria and will not be moved by any form of intimidation. A former National Vice Chairman, All Progressives Congress APC, Hillard Etta, joins us now to discuss what value Senator Shettima is adding to the party's presidential ticket and the challenges of a same-faith ticket. Thanks so much for joining us on Newsday. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, and Barakat de Salah to my Muslim brothers across Nigeria.
We wish you the same.
Same. Well, it does seem like Asiwaju Bola Tinubu has called the bluff of Christians in Nigeria with his choice of running mate. What do you say to that?
Well, first of all, let me thank Almighty God for making it possible for us to see today. Some of us very batified members of the APC have been praying for our presidential candidate to come with a name that will resonate with the aspiration of the party to move the country forward in all spheres of human development. And our prayers were answered yesterday, where a moderate Muslim from the northeast part of the country who has excelled in the art of governance was selected as the running mate of Asiwaju Bola Tinubu. whereas one cannot discountenance the place of faith in the life of a people, I think that the ascendancy of religion in politics will do us no good, because you need to juxtapose your faith and your desire for development. And as far as governance is concerned, I think as a bastion of the development and this civilization of the black man in the world, Nigeria has to take a step away from religion in politics. I believe that this ticket will help Nigeria step away from the narrative of religion in politics that was brought to the fore in 2014-2015 by the PDP, who out of frustration and exasperation had to bring religion into politics in the manner that we had never experienced in Nigeria.
All right. I think in order to separate religion from politics as a Nigerian, it's almost like separating money from politics. These are very hard things to discuss, and they're very personal for individuals. But I want to speak about the amount of value that Mr. Shettima brings to the ticket. According to reports, and I read from a newspaper, it says the Northwest is over 20 million, 24% of the national spread. The Northeast has about 11 million votes, which is about 13.44% of the spread, the national spread. Mr. Shettima is being given 5% of that vote, and they say he brings a heavy Kanuri-based voting population, but it's only 5%. Now, that's just according to reports in the newspaper. I want to know from you what other value he brings to the table, as some of us are wondering why, what exactly the value is, seeing it's causing so much controversy.
Well, first of all, let me say that there are so many other distinguished Nigerians who are in the party in the Northwest who occupy very privileged positions, beginning with the president of the country, who is going to work assiduously and very hard for the success of our ticket in the 2023 elections. We have governors, we have senators, we have a lot of people, a lot of stakeholders in the Northwest. So we are sure that membership of our party in the Northwest will rise up to the occasion. Just like members from other parts of the country will not leave the success of the party in the elections just to the presidential candidate and the vice presidential candidate. But having said so, let me say that a political party is formed to win elections and bring forth its own approach to governance to bear. Now, having said so, the choice of Senator Shettima assures us of victory. But beyond the electoral expediency of his choice, we have a man who ticks a lot of boxes when it comes to leadership profiles, a leadership that is required by Nigeria at this point of our history. If you know Shettima the way some of us do know him, he ticks the box of competence, he ticks the box of ability, he ticks the box of loyalty. And this, if you put all of this together, it brings a lot of value to the ticket of the APC. I had a conversation with a friend of mine this morning who had never encountered Shettima, and I had to ask him to go to some platforms to have a test of who Shettima is. And I believe that Nigerians in a few days' time will find out the real man behind the name. And God willing, success is guaranteed for the APC in the next election.
All right, Mr. Etta, you said it was the PDP that probably brought this to the fore and heightened it up in 2014. But did I remind you, Obasanjo and Atiku in 1999, in 2007, Yar'Adua and Goodluck Jonathan, and we can go on, Goodluck Jonathan also, and Namadi Sambo, we could go on and on and on. And as a matter of fact, in that 2014, the APCs felt that in their own best interest, the only way to actually win the 2015 general election was to vote a Muslim Christian. All of a sudden, you're beginning to throw caution to the wind.
Let me tell you.
Yes. Okay, I'm listening to you.
Let me tell you.
Yes.
Let me tell you that. Let me tell you that prior to 2014 and 2015, of course, you cannot divorce a man from his faith. But the place of faith was at the periphery of the political process until we got to 2014-2015 election, when the presidential candidate of the PDP was going from church to church on the pulpit of God, espousing political theories, espousing the need for the church to vote for him. I remember that the Christian Association of Nigeria was in concert with the presidential candidate of the PDP at that time.
But Mr. Etta, if I remember,
let me
same
finish.
was for the
Please,
APC.
let me finish. Please, will you allow me to finish? Please. Please, I beg you, because this must be put in proper context. We must put a situation where religion has become a very serious variable in the political process on the doorstep of those who brought it to the level that we have it today. I remember all the bishops in Nigeria with their caps on, with their staff in their hands, with the president of Nigeria knelt before them, and they were praying for him to become the next president of Nigeria. Never have we seen such a situation in our political history. This is when religion became the kind of monster that it has become in the Nigerian political process. And we must begin with the descending population of Nigeria, especially those in the political process, must begin the process of taking religion out of our political process. And this, I believe that this is the beginning. You cannot imagine that 30 years ago, in 1993, that this same Nigeria voted overwhelmingly for a ticket that had two Muslims, late Abiola and Ambassador Kingibe.
Yes,
on that ticket, and Nigerians did not find anything wrong with bringing them to office.
All right, Mr. Etta, if I were to now finish the second leg of my question before you interrupted me, I am not just bringing this to the fore because I want to make an issue out of it. Now, looking at precedents, before the 2015 general elections, when Buhari was running for office, he had Tunde Bakare, who is a pastor, as his running mate. As a matter of fact, leading up to the 2015 general election, President Buhari was also in churches, all right, to probably, we would not say maybe campaign, but he also visited churches before the 2015 general election. What has changed between 2015 and now that people would say religion doesn't matter in Nigeria?
No, what I am trying to say, look, when you choose a man, he must belong to one religion or the other. What I am saying in essence is that when you belong to a particular religion, you cannot take your candidature to the pulpit or the mosque to begin to campaign in the churches or in the mosque, asking for votes in the mosque or in the church. And this is what the PDP did in 2014 and 2015. And this is why Nigeria is paying for it right now, with the level of religious intolerance that we have in the country today. So we must situate the blame where it came from. Having said so, I would like to say that the choice of Shettima should bring Nigerians together, because one of the things that we find very ennobling about the political outing of a man of Senator Shettima is that when he was governor of Borno, he found it expedient to have people from other faiths, people from other regions of the country to serve in his government. The same thing that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu did in Lagos was the same thing that Senator Shettima did in Borno. So it is, for me, it's a coming together of two very patriotic, completely destabilized Nigerians on this ticket, and I think it must bring a lot of hope to Nigeria that we can begin to pursue the course of development without looking too much into the area of religion. This is exactly what I'm saying.
Mr. Etta, now I'm sure you remember the famous Emilokon speech. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu himself said it, that it would have been President Muhammadu Buhari's vice president at that time. But his party members kicked against it because there was a need for a Muslim Christian ticket. And then they brought in Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, who is also a pastor at the Redeemed Church, because there was a need to be sensitive to a religious divide that was already, pervasive in the country at that time. So what has happened between that time and now, especially with the recent and increasing terrorist attacks that people believe has a religious connotation, that now makes the APC confident enough to throw away religious sensitivity in choosing a running mate?
Nobody has thrown away religious sensitivity. This is a man who is married to a pastor of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, and they have been so married for over 40 years. That is not a man that you can accuse of being religiously insensitive. What we are just saying is that the place of development should be different from the place of faith. This is exactly what we are saying. We're not saying that we should be insensitive.
Didn't the APC know that? Didn't the APC know that in 2015 when you went for a Christian-Muslim ticket?
No, what I'm saying is that a lot of us in 2014 were out for Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu to become the vice president of the country at the time. It was not a matter for a vote. If it was put to a vote, I'm very sure that Asiwaju would have become the vice presidential candidate in 2014. But it was a decision for the presidential candidate to make, and he made his decision. And you must put it in the proper perspective. It was not a vote by the party. It was a choice by the presidential candidate of the party at the time.
Okay, because we're running out of time, I want to ask if this move might undo all the hard work the APC has been doing thus far, seeing as just from a cross-section of individuals that I have spoken to, and my colleagues as well, see this as a miscalculated move on the part of the APC. What is your take on that?
Well, let me tell you, I'm a son of a pastor, and I know that religion is not a part of the kind of leadership that Nigeria needs today. And I know that there are millions of Christians who think the same way as I do. But let me say that this fourth estate of the realm cannot be complicit in making religion a factor in leadership engineering in Nigeria. There is a need for the media to play down on religion, because we cannot have development the way we want it if we have religion play the kind of role that it is playing in Nigeria today. But coming back to whether it will affect the chances of the APC, let me tell you that a lot of people who are so angered, who seem so angered by the choice of Senator Shettima, are already articulated or obedient. There are so few of them who are neutrals. We know this. We know that even if Asiwaju had chosen a Christian from the north, these articulated or obedient people would have found fault with the choice of that vice presidential candidate. So we know that we have our work cut out for us to bring the neutrals to our side. And let me also tell you, these neutrals know what is good for Nigeria. When they juxtapose the desire of Nigeria for development and religion, they would rather choose development, Because you see that in most states of the South, you have governors who are Christians and deputy governors who are Christians. But those states are far from what we can ideally call development. So it is important that we begin to create a narrative that development, political development, infrastructural development, industrial development that Nigeria requires at this time is very different from the faiths of Nigeria, from the religious beliefs of Nigerians. So please, I would like to use this opportunity to encourage the media to veer Nigeria away from what the PDP has brought us to.
All right, I want to say many thanks to you, Hillard Etta, former Vice Chairman of the All Progressive Congress. Thank you.